The film takes place in the small town of Wengenberg, where a young girl named Jennifer lives with a skewed face and a disgusting hump in the family of a cattleman because of an ugly appearance. The girl is constantly mocked by the locals. In one day when Jennifer is once again mocked by a couple of local young men, the girl accidentally opens a portal to the magical Talara in Arius, where she's met by the young wizard Istra. The guy is concerned all magic leaves traces which wizards can use to find someone who has even an ounce of magic in them. He decides to save the budding sorceress and opens a safe portal that brings Jennifer home. Time later, a beautiful and wealthy lady arrives at the farm of the girl's father to buy a pig. But upon seeing the girl, she expresses a desire to buy her too. And the father, who does not hide his disgust for his daughter, sells her for half the price of the animal despite the pleas of her mother, who recognizes the lady as a witch. So Jennifer finds herself in the magical school of the Enchantress side of Ries, where several girls are already studying. At first, Jennifer takes the separation from home hard and how low. Her father judged her. She even tried to commit suicide. But when classes begin, she discovers that the young wizard was right. It was her inadvertent wizardry that caused and caught the attention of the school's rector. The wizard is Tia. The girls who study at the school have also distinguished themselves with the same unique skills. Soon, Tia holds the first test: lift a stone and a flower without touching them and using a spell. Everyone more or less manages to cope with the task. But Jennifer fails. The girl stubbornly tries again and again until Say stops her frustrated. Jennifer runs away later. She finds Easter in the cave and tells him her name sometime later. Tia trains her female pupils to recognize man's greatest fear. She sees the girls in pairs and orders them to look into each other's eyes until they get inside their rival scheme. Jennifer pairs up to encourage the girl, but she again fails. Taya is enraged. Jennifer is useless, and this is because she's lying to herself. Even if she were a beauty, no one would love her. Although she's not the only one to whom she has problems, shares the problems with her only friend Isser, who talks about her schooling. He too was having a hard time with everything. The boy offers to read his mind and the girl succeeds. One night, Di wakes the girls in the middle of a storm and takes them to the Talara, the most powerful magic place in the continent, entrance to which is only open to members of the Wizard Brotherhood. Today, there will be a test in the art of controlling the flows of chaos, which requires catching lightning in a bottle. The girls do not believe in such a possibility, and some get strong discharges even after catching the lightning. Jennifer's turn comes and she reaches up with the bottle, but it is thrown back against the wall. Enraged, she directs her power at her more fortunate opponent, Desai, blocking. Mental blow. Later, she reprimands her apprentice. She almost killed today, which means that her emotions can ruin her own. I cannot be sure that Jennifer will not go along with your feelings and harm his school, for she is to become a court sorceress and the weak have no place near a ruler. The Enchantress already doubts that there's anything in her that the Wizarding chapter needs. Frustrated, the Jennifer tells Isser everything, but most importantly, the Enchantress knows all about them and they won't be able to see each other again. The guy is willing to show her other more ancient and powerful magic, but it is very dangerous. He shows you the skulls of the dead elves who built Atua. They were the first wizards of the continent, and they were the ones who built all the magical places, but humans came to the continent and slaughtered them. Isser gives her a flower that can only grow where the elder blood rests and reads a spell which, by repeating it, the girl opens a portal. The astonished wizard does not understand and how she managed to do it the first time. And Jennifer confesses that her real father was a half-elf who died in the purge. It was his blood that made her ugly. The boy kisses Jennifer and confesses his love later. She shows Desai the flower. It turns out that this was her assignment: get the plant by applying the skills of false emotion. Jennifer hopes to be elevated. The Enchantress promises that she will soon hear a knock and know when it is time. Meanwhile, Easter, also reporting to his mentor, SDRI, about what he has learned about the girl. One night, Jennifer hears a knock at her neighbor's door and, taking the flower, goes after them. She peeks out as Tia turns the four of them into eels. The Enchantress knows the girl is here and orders her to come out and push her former fellow students into the water. They are now the conduits of magic for Atua. Jennifer performs this and then sees many silhouettes of former schoolmates in the water. Time passes. Jennifer enjoys a love affair with is applying what she has learned to enhance the effect of intimacy. Thus, one day she created a whole crowd that watched her intimacy and then rewarded the lovers with applause. The guy is amazed at her imagination. What will she come up with next time? So the day of the final rite is approaching, after which they will be masters of their own destiny. Jennifer dreams of graduating from Ottawa and returning to her native. Ardern is a powerful sorceress to show her longtime abusers and her father what she's been able to achieve. In addition, all Arias of graduates are perfected before being sent to the different kingdoms. All physical defects are removed, which awaits Jennifer as well. The wizard in charge shows her his work, the flawless beauty of the graduates, and promises her an equally wonderful result. He suggests making her color a noble but strong gray. Tizai, on the other hand, teaches her to look in the mirror and see what Jennifer herself wants. She orders the girl to close her eyes and imagine the most powerful woman in world. Jennifer complies with the order but does not yet see the promised beauty. Meanwhile, the chapter of wizards gathers in Ottawa to decide whether graduates should go, for all kings need court wizards. Then it transpires that one of the leaders of the council, the wizard Stragabo, knows that Jennifer is a quarter elf, which means that she will not be accepted at Ottawa, where there is a prejudice against elves. The chapter votes to send Jennifer to Nilgard, which the aspiring enchanter does not like. She demands an audience with the chapter, but Di declares herself in charge of the distribution. Jennifer is beside herself. She has no intention of wasting her life, serving the king of a small southern kingdom and a lover of women. The tutor reminds her of the elven blood, and the girl understands how Stranger knew about it. The ceremony begins, which Jennifer does not attend. Worried is him behind the letter to her father, asking him to confirm that she is his own daughter. The boy does not believe this letter can convince the chapter, but the girl simply does not know what to do, for even if Easter disproves his words about her origins, no one will believe him anymore. The enchanter is frustrated. He didn't know why Stranger needed this information, and she is already missed all the initiation spells. Easter suggests that she should go with him, for he has been offered to become an explorer. They can travel the continent and discover the unknowable. But unexpectedly, the girl cruelly ridicules his plan. She's not going to dig through the dust of the ages at all. And these are his dreams and intentions, in her opinion. As always, he does not even ask. Isra is shocked. Jennifer is not at all what he thought she was, and he expresses his opinion that she's angry because she missed her chance to find beauty. But a girl needs power, and she didn't experience so much hardship studying at the magic school for nothing. Jennifer runs to the enchanter, who is in charge of perfection, and demands to show her art. Not even the lack of a potion to dull the terrible pain that accompanies the transformation process stops her. As the magician begins the process, Jennifer asks for her eyes and the cut marks on her hands as a reminder of your former weakness. And the wizard informs her that every magic has a price. Having been reborn, she will not be able to walk. But the girl agrees to everything, even to the of her womb, necessary for a complete transformation. The magician reads spells, and the girl screams in terrible pain and rips the chains with which she was tied to the table. Her spine straightens, her entire body seems to melt and shift from one form to another. Finally, writhing in pain, Jennifer loses consciousness. Meanwhile, in the main hall of Ottawa, the initial ball continues. Suddenly, Say sees a door opening, in which stands an unusually beautiful girl with violet eyes. She realizes that Jennifer has disobeyed her orders and hurries to take her away, but it is too late. The ruler has already noticed the beauty. He invites you to a dance where he expresses his desire to see her as court wizard in his kingdom. Say has to retreat and only watch the dance of the king and the enchantress from afar, directed based on a series of books by Sekowsky. The Witcher is quite curious, fascinating and vivid. The atmosphere of magic, the world of monsters and steel swords transferred quite well. So the adventures of the female protagonists will be even more exciting in the next episodes.